Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss Gardenia and Tuberose perfumes. Those are two notes that I have generally stayed away from in perfume because they can be way too much. Actually, most of the time, they're too in your face, they're cloying, they can be very thick, intoxicating, rich, buttery, and then the notes that they are paired with a lot of times add even more to that. They can be bubblegummy, and that in and of itself is a lot to take on. So I haven't had the best luck when it comes to Gardenia and Tuberose in perfumes. But over the last year or so, I've been keeping my eye open because I feel like in my heart, I do have a place for those notes, and I know I can enjoy them if I'm just given the right kind of perfume. So I have a little assortment for you today of some of them I like, and then I have some samples to talk about as well. I'll begin with this one here. This is Gardenia by Elizabeth Taylor. I think this came out in 2000s, early 2000s. First of all, this bottle I think is very pretty. I like the color. It has no label, which is very unique, and then the lid is a gardenia flower. I think it's chic, and it looks nice on the table. So with Gardenia, I came across this because I like Gardenia by Chanel and their Les Exclusives collection. That is a very like green, breezy, light gardenia kind of smell. There's coconut in it as well, but I don't pick up on coconut, thankfully. I think it's just lending a lactonic quality to the gardenia in that perfume. So this one has been compared to Gardenia by Chanel. Let's see, do I find this to truly be a dupe for that? I can see the comparisons, I can understand a bit, but at the same time, it's not exactly a dupe. I don't think they smell identical, or I think maybe 60% this is similar to that perfume, because this has a pretty strong peach note in it. You're not going to find that in the note breakdown. If you look it up on Fragrantica or other places, it doesn't have peach. It has like lily of the valley, peony, orchid, a very fresh type of profile, but there's no peach. I find peach to be in this. I know others also are picking up on peach, which is, I read that in the reviews. What else? It's a very radiant, summery, light, uplifting, joyful kind of perfume. I do appreciate its lighter sort of profile. It doesn't feel dense and thick. It does have a little bit of sweetness though, but I just find it to be more of a fresh, fruity gardenia kind of perfume. If you smell this, I don't think it's mind-blowing. It's nothing new, really, and you might even feel like you've smelled it before on other people, maybe other like women in your life, older women. So some might say it has a tad bit of a matronly quality, which isn't really a bad thing, but I'm just trying to give you some perspective onto how this perfume might smell to you if you're going to blind buy it or something. It does have that about it, but it is extremely pleasant, and I think a lot of people would actually enjoy smelling this, and you would enjoy wearing it. It has very nice sillage. The longevity is, I get maybe like 5 or so hours out of it before it it becomes just a little bit too invisible to my senses. So that is Gardenia from, what's her name? Elizabeth Taylor. The next one is, this is Chlorophyll Gardenia by Comme de Garcons. I came across this perfume because I was watching a video by the YouTuber Super Jacob. He usually reviews Chanel perfumes, but he made a Gardenia video, and in the video he mentioned this one as like a greener type of Gardenia. I love, sorry, hold on, I need to get a drink of water. I love green perfumes, so I thought, okay, perfect. You combine green with Gardenia, that's going to be a great way for me to enjoy that note. So I did blind buy this, and unfortunately, this was a very unsuccessful blind buy. Chlorophyll, and even the name, you know, Chlorophyll Gardenia, that seemed like it was going to be, just by the name, a winner for me. But so this is green, but it's this strange kind of green, and the closest thing I could compare it to when it comes to perfume might be Eden by Casherelle. I get a very similar greenness in that. It's like this milky, opaque, Pepto-Bismol-y, Play-Doh-y kind of green smell. It's so hard to describe, but it is not a like a stemmy or vegetal or planty kind of green. So I just don't know. To me, this is a total flop, and I don't even get a strong Gardenia. I don't really know if I get Gardenia at all, to be honest. I read a review on Fragrantica, and they had said that they pick up galbanum in this. I love galbanum. I don't get galbanum from this. It's just this murky, weird green note combined with some floralcy, and it's not even particularly Gardenia centric. I think this is disgusting, and I hate to say that about Comme de Garcons because I do want to support that brand more. I think that they have a lot of interesting fragrances, but this one I just could not get along with. If you like it, please let me know, and if you don't like it, I'd like to know as well if you agree with my critique of it. I just don't like it. So the next one is this one here. This is Sung by Alfred Sung. I believe it came out in 1986. I came across this perfume because I was watching another YouTuber. I cannot remember her name, but she had said that this was a fresh floral type of perfume. She said she picked up on hyacinth in it as well. I think hyacinth is a great note. It is very fresh, and it conveys green almost more than it does convey floral. So I picked this up, not thinking of it as a white floral perfume. I was not expecting that. But when I did get it and try it out, I get a very prominent white floral DNA. It has, what else does it have? It does have hyacinth and ylang ylang. It has a bunch of notes because it is a perfume from the 80s, so it is loaded with different notes. But what I get is mainly like a gardenia, and then it has a bit of a cold greenness shrouding it. So this is almost like a better dupe for Chanel Gardenia than Elizabeth Taylor Gardenia. Maybe, I don't know. I just feel like, because that perfume is not fruity, that perfume is more on the green side, and this is more on the green side than this to me. This is more fruity. So yeah, this is very nice, well done, white floral kind of scent. Nothing new. It's not gonna blow your mind, but it is pleasing. It's pretty strong as well, so you'd want to go light with the application. I think that's the way to go with this one, to enjoy the perfume and not overwhelm yourself or other people. So that is Sung by Alfred Sung. This one here I've talked about several times. This is Magnolia Nobile by Acqua de Parma. It's technically not a white floral perfume, or not a Gardenia Tuberose perfume. It is centered around Magnolia, which is a note that I am crazy for. It's citrusy, light, a little bit watery, very fresh, and bright kind of floral note. With this perfume, it has tuberose in it, and it might even have Gardenia, I'm not sure, but it does have tuberose for sure. And the tuberose, I'm not smelling like a literal tuberose note, but I feel like the tuberose is lending some of its qualities. It's more like enriching, thicker, opulent properties, and lending it to the Magnolia, making it even more of like a glorious floral note. It is an amazing perfume. I think this is very elegant, very sensual, luxurious. This is a very luxurious perfume, and it gives the impression of, and I've said this before, it feels like a very kind and elegant type of person. I would smell it on that kind of person. So it is high class, but it's not snobby and looking down on other people. It's high class in its soul. That is Magnolia Nobile. So those are the bottles that I have, and then now I'm going to talk about some of the samples that I have. So you cannot do a perfume on Tuberose or Gardenia without bringing up Fracas from Robert Piguet. This is the classic cornerstone Tuberose perfume. If you're a Tuberose lover, you know Fracas or Fracas. I'm not sure the right pronunciation. So I had heard reviews of this perfume, and people said that it was very, very heady, very intoxicating, rich in texture. Mostly positive reviews. To me, though, this is, I think it's just a generically fine Tuberose. I'm not seeing anything special about it. It's just okay. And I feel like there has to be dozens of Tuberose perfumes that smell just like it for a lot less. The note profile, from what I remember, I liked what I saw, and it had a lot of green qualities in the note breakdown, but I'm not picking up on that. It's just decent white floral. It's not going to surprise you at all. And you know, I've been using this dabber vial to experience it, so you have to keep that in mind. But when I apply it to myself, I'm not even finding it to be that strong, honestly. It does kind of dissipate very quickly, and then I have to press my nose up to my arm or wherever I applied it to get a good whiff. So that is how I feel about Fracas. A much more interesting one that I have here is, this is Soliflore Gardenia from Dame Perfumery, and that's an independent perfumer here in the United States. This one, it's a Soliflore Gardenia. So you're expecting pure gardenia. What I get from this perfume is, I do get gardenia, but I get two nuances. I get a distinct mentholated mintiness, and I also get a very strong buttery type of smell. And when I say buttery, I mean butter like that you'd buy from a grocery store. This rich, thick butteriness, which is a part of the gardenia profile, they say. I'll be honest, I've never smelled like a gardenia. Well, actually I have. In the wild, I've smelled a gardenia a long time ago. I don't remember it being this rich, but when I see reviews of this online, they say it smells just like gardenias. And that mintiness is very interesting. Yeah, so I need to explore this more, but I don't know for me if it is something that I can get along with and realistically wear, because I don't want people to think that I melted butter and rubbed it all over my body, because I do get a strong butter smell from this. But otherwise, it's pretty nice. So that was Soliflore Gardenia. A perfume that is very similar to that one, and more well known, is Tuberose Criminelle by Serge Lutens. So this perfume is pretty famous for also having a mintiness to it. A very strong minty quality, and of course combined with tuberose. And what else is in here? There is styrax, jasmine, clove, nutmeg, hyacinth, orange blossom, musk, vanilla. So I do get the minty quality in this perfume, but I get it only at the beginning. And it is this mintiness that smells like when you freshly cut flower stems, or if you go into a florist shop, there is that spicy greenness that's innate in florals in there, the green parts of the flower. So I get that, and I think that's very beautiful about this perfume. But I do feel like that kind of goes away pretty quickly, and then I am left with it's a nice tuberose, but it's not anything very special to me. I'm not finding anything addicting or eye-catching, nose-catching about it. It's just like, okay. So, you know, maybe if I had a atomizer of this and sprayed it on myself, maybe I would experience it differently. But that's how I feel about Tuberose Criminelle from Serge Lutens. Yeah, I have it on me right now, actually, on one of my wrists, and yeah, it just smells kind of like slightly minty tuberose. My experience might be in the minority though, because most people go on and on about how minty it is. My favorite of the samples that I have here are these two. This is Tuberose Absolue from Paris, Monte Carlo, and Radikal Tuberose by Parfums. So with Tuberose Absolue, this is has galbanum, cardamom, lavender, bergamot, tuberose, gardenia, jasmine, broom, orange blossom, cedar, vetiver, musk. This one, to me, it's kind of like Magnolia Nobile in that it's fresh. I feel a very fresh bouquet, but at the same time, it does smell a bit opulent. I don't know what's setting this apart for me. Maybe it's delicate galbanum is stronger in here, because I do pick up a greenness in this perfume. So I'm guessing that's coming from the galbanum. But I do like this one a lot. I feel like it's a well done, more clear, higher quality tuberose kind of smell compared to like Fracas or some of the others. Yeah. If I had, I could see myself picking up a decant of this. I'll say that. It also has a extrait version, and I would love to try that one. But I've heard this one is better, the Eau de Parfum version. But anyhow, that is Tuberose Absolue. It's just a very nice, well done tuberose. So yeah, it's not a must-have for me, but I could see maybe getting a decant, or if I found a bottle for a really good price, maybe picking it up. Okay, with Radikal Tuberose. This is by Parfums, which used to be called Laurent Maison. And this one has yuzu, galbanum, tuberose, jasmine, peach, blonde woods, and sorbet. This is very weird in a good way. How I experience this perfume is, it is dense and creamy, not buttery, but it feels very creamy, almost like a saltwater taffy. If you can imagine a purely white saltwater taffy flavored with tuberose. I'm getting some of that, and then there's this, like, I can get the bubblegum part of tuberose. I'm getting that in this perfume, but it's like, imagine a spicy, creamy bubblegum. I get that from this. That sounds like something that I would not normally like, but for some reason I really like it, and it kind of makes my mouth water. So I'm wondering if it's the peach, that's the peach in the sorbet that is giving me that creaminess. It must be the peach, at least. I don't know where I'm picking up that spicy quality this has. It's not spicy green, it's like a spicy, almost like cinnamon. But I'll just say, it could be cinnamon, or it could be like bubble gum. I'm kind of expecting to see cloves or something like that in the note breakdown, but it's not. So Radikal Tuberose is a creamy, milky bubblegum with a dash of spice in it. Very interesting, and I am going to look more into this and play around more with my sample. And then for the last perfume, I have Wild Python from Mancera. This is very popular these days on in Facebook perfume groups. This one is, from what I had heard, it is a dominant tuberose and peach perfume. I do get that. I get the tuberose, and then the peach on initial blast is, to me, it kind of smells like peach bubblegum, or not even bubblegum, peach gum, like from Trident or something, or peach iced tea concentrate from Snapple. It's a bit cheap smelling, but as it wears, it turns more into just like the milky side of peach, which is supporting the tuberose. This is, it's fine, but I find it to be pretty generic. There's so many other perfumes that smell just like this. So it's in no way reinventing the wheel. It's just a bit too generic for me, and the tuberose it feels a bit flat as well. It needs, I think, more texture, this perfume. It needs to have something about it that gives you more, but it's just not, it's kind of falling flat for me. So that's Wild Python from Mancera. I had very high hopes for this one. And from what I told you with the notes, you would think it's a lot like this, but this to me is much more fun to wear. It has much more texture to it than Wild Python. And I love the bottle. I love the way the bottle looks with this perfume. So I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping I was going to like it. Oh well. Okay, so those are the perfumes that I was going to discuss in this video. If I had to choose my favorites, I might say it is Elizabeth Taylor Gardenia and this one. What else could I say? The most green are probably these two here. The most strongly white floral might be Sung by Alfred Sung. And by the way, these are just the bottles that I'm talking about. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say. If you've tried any of these, please let me know what you think. I'm very interested about your opinions. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.